Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's cast of the SpyParty Competitive League. Today we are going to be casting a copper match between Legorve, Genine, and monaters. Joining me today is my co-caster Paratrupa,
Hello, everyone.
and our host today is Lazy Bear, who graciously offered to run this stream for us.
Hello.
And so this is a pretty big match when it comes to Copper Division. Legorve and monaters are basically two of the people that were predicted to be some of the frontrunners for this division. Legorve was predicted by everyone to be just the number one placement, and many people have a very, very high opinion of monaters as well.
Yeah, this is really a matchup of. I think that probably these two players, along with T Flame, were probably predicted to be the top three in this division, and that has played out pretty accurately to perceptions so far. Monaters is 4-0, and Legorve is 5-0, and this matchup is looking like it's going to be one of the most important matchups going forward to see who wins this division.
Yeah, and this is sort of a repeat of something that happened in Oak last year. Legorve and monaters were both in Oak, and as soon as that season started, it became very clear that they were the two players to beat in that season. Legorve went on to basically be lossless the entire season. A few people did score upsets against monaters, but he still placed very well. Now, when monaters went up against Legorve last year, it was actually a 7-0 stomp in favor of Legorve, but that's not really what we expected going into it, was it?
No, I don't think that was, and I don't think that's what I expect here either. I think this is going to be a much closer match. Monitors will be looking to exact some revenge here for that 7-0 stomp last year.
Yeah. So let's take a look at the picks and bans here. We're going to be starting off with monaters choosing to ban Ballroom and Legorve banning Gallery.
Yeah, that really surprises me. Two of the more classic Spy Party venues a lot of people feel comfortable with, and we're just banning those outright. So I kind of expect to see some perhaps weirder venue picks as we go forward.
And then the restrictions, we have monaters choosing to restrict Aquarium and Legorve restricting Courtyard.
Yeah, nothing too surprising there.
For picks, we have, oh boy, from monaters, we have the doubled Tayen, and from Legorve, we have the doubled Redwoods.
All right, I think those bands kind of I think those bands showed you that they were gonna pick some weird venues, and there it is. We get double tan and doubled redwoods, the maximum inclusion venues.
Yeah, it feels like they banned some of the more typical bread and butter venues and they just went as off the charts as they could here. I mean, we've seen a decent amount of Tayen and Redwoods, but I feel it's kind of rare to see both of them double. This is 8 maps of occlusion in a row.
Yeah, that is a little bit strange. I kind of wonder if either of these players have some sort of plan or intelligence against the other player here or whatever.
I definitely think Monaters is coming into this with some sort of pre-prepared stratagems. I just don't know exactly what those are. And so for single picks were actually we're not getting as weird with these. Monaters has picked Courtyard and Legorve has picked Terrace.
Yeah, I got the classic picking the other person's restrict for courtyard. Terrace is an interesting pick. We don't see that one a lot, so I kind of hope that we get to that.
I mean, doubt that Legorve has any major weakness on Courtyard. That would surprise me since
Me
Legorve is
too.
an absolutely dominant sniper that should have a complete hold on Courtyard. That should just go 1-1. But maybe that's why Monators picked it. Maybe he wants to get a lead on the occlusion venues and then just hold with Courtyard there at the end.
Yeah, that could be, although I would say that Courtyard really isn't as sniper favored as everyone thinks it is. So we could still see some crazy stuff happen there. One green purloin on Courtyard and everything can go off the rails.
Yeah, and I just think there's some interesting psychology about going back up against someone who you lost to by such a margin last year because you kind of have the message your standard play didn't work. Try something different this time.
That's
So
very true. Yeah.
we're seeing that in the draft at least, but we'll see how that plays out in game. So we have the first game here. This game has Monaters starting as Disney on Tayen. Let's get started in three.
Hang on.
Oh,
I am on the second game for some reason here. I think.
yeah, I think you missed the first
Hmm.
one, so I put it up on screen share for you in Discord.
Okay. Yeah.
We could ban to the first game, Dels, while he, if that's easier for you.
I'm good either way.
Yeah.
Let's get started in three, two, one, playing it. And so immediately we are heading towards that back conversation. I wondered if we were going to head there and maybe start with a bug, but instead we're just in this conversation here alone with Orange Sorry. Doesn't look suspicious, but we're not going to be getting much done here. Seduction target, we really want him to potentially enter next to us. The back conversation is pretty full, so he might be able to fit in over here. And he is. No, he's not joining us. He's going all the way across to the statues. And if we want to flirt with him, we would have to go to center statues ourselves. So Manatters is basically just going to choose to stay here. There's a lot of options that you'll have on Tayen, but for now, it's not a lot of progress. The Ambassador does enter next to us, though. Contact double agent available as
Send me in the
well. We're going to
red.
do the contact maybe into a bug. No, the Ambassador leaves. We can't get it. Well, still pretty good. That contact didn't let off any lowlights at all. So we're now moving in here to get the flirt with Seek. It is our first flirt, and we're not right next to him, so I'm a little bit worried about that. We're actually going to do a purloin
Ooh.
before we
Oof.
do the flirt. The tray becomes immediately visible after we've taken it, but there's a very, very subdued reaction from Legorve if he's noticed it at all.
Yeah, it would have helped us if Sorry took a drink there, because that might have given us a little bit of uncertainty about who took that purloin if the list wasn't seen right away. But I think that cover, I think you would expect that cover to be good, but it really wasn't because Toby showed off the list so quickly as soon as he took the purloin there.
Yeah, Manatters is a little bit unlucky with the Shoji setup, but the fact that Toby was going to go to that side is definitely something you could have known. But either way, he hasn't even picked up a highlight for this. In fact, there's barely any highlights in the party at all. There hasn't been much of a reaction from Legorv's laser. Do you think that means that Legorv is just pretty sure who the spy is, and so he didn't need to react, or is Legorv potentially lost here?
It's hard to say. If Legorv has seen the purloin by now, there aren't really that many people who could have done it unless Legorv caught it way too late. Uh, it really only could, unless it's possible that Seek and Boots could have done something, perhaps.
It's possible if Legorv didn't get a look at the tray at any point before we took, he could think that someone who was offered by Toby before us could have done it. But if that was the case, you would think he would have narrowed it down via highlights. So no reaction at all is just weird to me.
Yeah, this is a little bit surprising. I think that Seek had a reject, so it's possible that if we didn't see the fade, it's possible that Seek could be a suspect. But we don't have any highlights here at all. So we're gonna see what this last mission's gonna be.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
Wow.
was
that's a
Sorry.
shot on Orange Sorry, who we just low lit.
Oh wow, yeah, that's interesting. What was she doing there at the end?
Well,
Is it
she was
possible that she bugged?
she was returning the briefcase, and then she did, I think, some sort of weird bouncing with boots.
Maybe it looked like a crash bug to Legorv. I don't know. Those are great bounces, though.
Yeah. Oh, she does the anti-tell when she
Oh yeah.
finishes with the briefcase. She sips her drink and then she cancels it.
Oh, that's a very strange shot. I don't understand that at all. Those bounces look so AI-like, but maybe the low light made Legorv see something that wasn't there.
Yeah, I'm incredibly surprised that happened. I'm still surprised about the reaction to the purloin. It looks like Legorv just didn't really know who could have taken it at all. Sari was at the back of that front conversation right
Yes.
after we took the
Yeah,
purloin,
she
right?
was the next taker after us.
Wow. So it's possible that Legorve didn't notice it until then.
It is possible, yeah.
It looks like she actually, yeah, she
I think
rejects.
I
Toby
think she
offers to
Yeah.
hand and
rejects.
she rejects. Yeah.
And then oh, Rocker rejects as well. So this is a pretty long purloin chain here. Eventually taken by Lowlight, I think. No,
Wow.
he rejected also. That was okay, so that was interesting.
Yeah, I'm not used to seeing Legorve civilian shot a lot. We did see some civilian shots from Legorve last week, though. He had a 7-5 win, close win against Monopoly Man. So it's clearly possible to beat Legorve, and Monaters has already gotten 1 point towards doing so. Let's head into the second game now. We have Legorve spying, really wants that point of his own, playing as Smallman in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
All right,
Yeah.
we see everyone going into statues right away. We decide why not.
Yeah, if there's a time to go to statues, this is it. You blend in with the others, you look like you can only be getting one inspect done, and you're starting the flirt at the same time. So I don't hate it as a decision. I don't like getting the highlight, but I think it's okay.
Yeah, I like that doing that statue visit, getting the flirt from across one statue is kind of nice. It makes it a little bit harder to flirt pair for that. If you're the only person there with your flirt target, that becomes a very easy flirt pair to make. But this is going to make it a little bit tougher going forward.
Oh, a bug
Ooh.
attempt as we were just going in completely opposite directions as that Amba. He was curving around the front conversation. We were curving around the back one. I think it was sort of an exploratory bug where we started it just in case it went somewhere. But if it didn't, it should be fine. It's not seen anyway.
Yeah, I don't think that the sniper really was able to see that one at all. That was a typical small man bug behind the people, and Tayan wasn't seen.
Now we're here in this back conversation. We have no chance of the double agent joining us. Now we do because the SDA leaves. I think we're going to stay here for a little bit and hopefully Pearls, the double agent, will join this conversation as soon as she leaves the back window pad. She's on her
It's
way.
likely.
She's curving around it, but that means she is entering. We're going to
There
have
we
a
go.
very good
Banana
contact
bread.
here. Only rocker out. We go for the green immediately.
We do get a low light from Twin, who is taking a drink at the time of that banana bread, but otherwise this is a pretty good BB. The sniper has not even looked at Small Man in like the last 20 seconds. We're so well hidden behind Seek here.
No, and I wonder if Legorve is maybe going for the strategy of, you pick up the early highlight as Smallman so that it's very obvious when you are doing nothing for a while. Legorve trying to get low lit by picking up the briefcase through the Shoji, hoping Monaters assumes the spy would never ever do that.
Oh, that's such an interesting thing to do. I didn't even know what Legorve was doing there for a second. I was like, there's no pad here. What are you doing?
Yeah, I don't think that was the correct path to get to that briefcase anyway. Legorve just really wanted the low light, but he didn't get it. Legorve either didn't see it or does not care.
Monaters. Yeah, I don't know if Monaters has any suspicion for that briefcase at all. It could be very suspicious. It could be not suspicious at all. It could not even be seen, possibly.
Yeah, and here we are finishing our inspects and hitting a green swap at the same time. It was a little bit worrisome if we would finish them because someone was at the statue next to us, but we did get the 2 inspects in. We got a green swap as well. We're delaying the time that it's going to take for the swap to go off, but Monaters doesn't even care, just shoots us anyway.
Wow, Monaters. I wonder if that's interesting. Did Monaters suspect that there might be swap shenanigans, or was Monaters just shooting for inspects? Because we already had those finished.
Was that
I mean,
statue
I think
printable? Maybe, I don't know.
no, the statue wasn't printable, but the
No.
thing is, we did pick up the briefcase, and if Monaters didn't know that it didn't have a print on it, then we're crediting Smallman for inspects, for contact, for flirt, and for at least one fingerprint. So if he ever got one more that maybe we missed, that's the time to take the shot. And I just think that whatever mind games Legorve was going for, ultimately none of it seems to matter because there was a highlit Smallman going to center statues at the end who was in the back convo for a while and had BB. So you just shoot it.
Sometimes you just shoot Smallman for that, yeah. It's also possible that that briefcase was more suspected than we thought, considering that Smallman was already a highlight, so if monaters had a suspects there, we wouldn't necessarily have seen it. But that briefcase could have been suspicious.
Yeah, either way, I think we've answered our question of if these players have any unique strategies prepared for each other, but unfortunately in this case, Legorve's didn't work and Manaters is now up 2-0, which is not really the result we would have expected. I'm not surprised about it, but it's a little
Hmm.
bit surprising.
Yeah, monaters
Manaters,
definitely got their revenge already here. Not gonna lose 7-0 this time.
oh yeah. Manaters here as Plane Twin in 3, 2, 1, playing it. And here we are. Wow, that was a standing bug right here at the start of the game. Hair, red dress was giving us a lot of cover there. I don't think it was seen. I don't think it's suspected. We don't even necessarily look like we would be in range for the standing bug from the sniper POV.
I was on Sniper POV and I did not even suspect this bug. I didn't even notice it until you mentioned it. It doesn't look like it was visible on Sniper Cam at all.
Oh my! And the drink print and the instant briefcase.
Wow. Yep. This is looking good for Manaters. I don't think we're credited with that bug. The drink print is not particularly suspicious, and we're low lit. And then, oh my God, brought back up to a highlight for that briefcase return. What is going through Legorve's head right now?
I don't know. I wonder if Legorve suspects the fingerprint finish. The drink print, I mean, it's visible. It's possible to know that we have prints.
Banana bread.
If we only saw one of those prints, though, it might be hard to shoot twin if we don't have that bug credit.
Okay, the chat is helping us out here. I think Manaters tried to do the anti-tell that we saw from Sorry last game, where they cancel their sip after returning the briefcase. Manaters tried to emulate it by canceling the sip with a
No, no,
slight
no.
glitch forward,
He
right?
finished the sip completely and then started moving, which is
Oh,
very rare for them to do. I don't think it's a hard tell, but it's pretty rare.
no, I think they can finish the sip.
Yeah, if
I'm
Amber
pretty sure
moves,
they
they
can,
do it,
but
but like he was, right there.
either way, well, we're not sure. We'll be able to take a look at it later, but it seems likely that Legorve didn't like it, whatever it was. It seems like Legorve was low-lighting Manaters and therefore was paying more attention to that sip and the movement at the time and did not like something about it. The thing is he really going to be able to shoot now when all we have to do for the rest of the game is flirt?
Yeah, the two questions here are going to be A, can Legorve shoot for flirt? And B, can Manaters get this flirt done? Because we get bailed on by the ST. And
Oh,
that
this is
means we
bad.
may have to move around a bit. We're
Yeah,
talking, but we're not getting a flirt off.
this is starting to be dangerous, and the ST not only bailed, but she is doing the briefcase. That's taking up time. It's going to be at least around the minute mark by the time we're able to flirt again. She enters conversation. There is a spot between Ponytail and Red Dress. We could jam ourselves in there, and it's Taeyen. The conversations get pretty crowded.
Yeah, we're going to have to move pretty quickly here. And, oh man, she moves again, though. So it's actually good that we didn't bail on this conversation too quickly. I don't think that we have time to get this flirt done anymore unless we're very aggressive. We may need
No,
to
it looks
do
like
another
we're going in
mission.
for an inspect instead. It's only one of the inspects, though, so I wonder if Manatter's plan is to go statue to
Are we
statue and hope he doesn't get shot. But
are we
as
going
a
to do a swap?
highlight, God, I'm really worried now.
We didn't do the swap there. So what are we going to do? Are we going to try to get this flirt done still? I don't think we have time for this
No, we're
anymore.
completely across the conversation from her. There was a spot between Red Dress and Wheels. We didn't take it, though. The flirt's up to 76% with a green test now, but there's only 10 seconds left. We're not going to be able to finish.
We need to
The
go
only
back and
option
do
is
a
the
time
time
ad.
ad. Manatters is
Yeah,
doing it. He's going to the back window. It's a white
white. We're
time
gonna
ad,
be seen.
and Legorve is lining up the shot.
Uh,
Yeah. I feel like we really needed to do that flirt more aggressively. Even if we were pretty aggressive about moving in between conversations and talking frequently, I don't know if Legorve could have shot for it without that bug credit, without having the fingerprints done credit. I don't know if we would have been shot even if we were pretty aggressive. We just didn't leave ourselves with enough time to finish that flirt.
This is so unfortunate because that bug was so clean,
Oh, it
and
was
I
clean.
just I don't know if we were credited with both prints or if we had major suspicion for it. That should have been a win. I thought we were going 3-0 Manaters. I'm glad for Legorve that we're not, but I was ready for it, and it was I was
Yeah,
ready for that win,
I
but my
was
mind
ready
was
for it
blown.
too. Because that pacing at the beginning of that set was that match was great, and we just let it slide. We just didn't get the flirts done.
Yeah, and we've taken a
They can
look
slip away from you.
at the reason for the highlight, and yeah, it was just a full sip after returning the briefcase. We sipped, and then we started walking, and I guess that's what Legorv didn't like. All right. Well then, Legorv has a point on the board now. Manaters has certainly been playing very, very well though, so I still think Manaters seems to have the edge in this matchup today. Legorv going to be spying here as rocker in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, it looks like Monaters is really comfortable with 10. I can see why we doubled this pick.
Heading off here into the back conversation. We are across from the seduction target. I'm already starting to get worried that we're going to have more flirt issues, but it's a
And
green
they're
test.
coming
It's
next
up
to
to
us.
35%. And also, we have the ambassador here right next to us. We could see another standing bug. We started it as
Hmm.
standing, I think, and it turned into walking as the ambassador was moving. And I think we timed that perfectly so that we didn't have a lean.
So the sniper was looking at this. They knew that the ambassador was in danger mode here, and they were watching Rocker like a hawk. And even then, it was not very visible. It was really hard to see that bug. But the Amba comes back next to us, and I'm worried that we could get credited for this again, possibly.
Yeah, it's basically two opportunities that we could have bugged. Now, we haven't picked up a highlight, which may suggest that Manaters doesn't think we did it. And I'm sure, like you said, he was watching closely enough to
Mhm.
be maybe confident about that. But it's potentially dangerous for Legorv.
Yeah, fortunately, Legorve hasn't really moved around so much, so we don't look particularly spy-like. So I don't know if this bug has been particularly credited or not.
Yeah, and I don't think we're going to be moving anymore soon either. We have the double agent with us. We really want to be able to take the contact without having to move again and set it up later. Unfortunately, there's no one in the conversation with us. We need this to fill up a little bit more, but while we wait for it to fill up, time is ticking and flirt becomes a problem.
Yeah, we also need to wait for the selection target. They may come back to us because our conversation's pretty open,
And
and
in the
they
red.
do.
Yeah, we have two other people here with us, and we decide that's a good time to take the contact. I think that was the right choice. Luckily, the seduction target came to us as well. We're able to get the flirt up to 63%. We can finish with one green test. If we don't hit a green test, though, we might be in the same position as last game, having trouble finishing that flirt, and we still need one more mission.
I really like how we didn't talk for a long time because we had no reason to, and then all of a sudden, when it's got the seduction target, we had to do the flirt and the contact
The
right in a row there.
purloin
So we did some
happening
stop talking. Ooh,
completely off screen. Manaters has an angle that did not have Rocker at the back on screen at all, but he's still able to take the highlight. He does know that Toby was back there with Rocker.
we don't finish off the seduce on this test though. If we had done it, this is an easy victory. But now we have to get one more flirt.
Absolutely. I mean, if we had finished the flirt there, I think it's already been 10 seconds. That would be a win. Now there's 40 seconds left. It's a mirror of the last game. It's the same situation. We need to get the flirt. But it's not a total mirror, though. The seduction target is not moving around doing the briefcase. They are in conversation. All we need to do is enter and talk. It is the front conversation, which means it will be very visible that we are entering and talking. But with 20 seconds left, we should be able to wait a nice spy-like amount of time. Then we should be able to talk for the flirt. It shouldn't look suspicious. The ST taking a drink. Hope he doesn't leave. He does leave, but we got the flirt in time. 6 seconds for Manaters to take this shot, and I don't think he's going to do it.
I don't think Manaters has this bug credit, so it's going to be really hard to shoot Rocker. Even with that purloin off and the contact off, we just don't have a fourth mission for Rocker, and then we hold the shot.
Yeah, very good bug from Legorve. I think Manaters was watching it completely, like you said, but the timing of it was
Yeah.
just so well done. There was no visible lean. There was almost no break in the idle animation. I think that's what helped Legorve win, and also just the fact that the Purloin was off screen.
Yeah, it's really worth going back and looking at this bug because again, Monaters knows that the Amba is in a vulnerable position here, and he is watching Rocker to see if she bugs, and it's just not visible. She barely moves.
Yeah, that was just well done from Legorve. I'm not sure about that angle Manatters had when the Purloin went off. I wonder exactly what he was guarding because the Ambassador looked pretty safe at the bookshelf. Nope.
Yeah, that's yeah, I don't know. The Amba was in the conversation there before moving to bookshelf.
I think he's covering Smallman for the bug.
Yeah,
At
Is
least,
that's what
Smallman
I think
back
as well.
no, I
Yeah,
mean
because
when
that.
Amba goes in the front conversation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Amba's in the front conversation there.
Yeah,
And
that's when he
Smallman
starts
is
to
in.
rotate to the right. So I
Yeah.
think, yeah.
Yeah, so
Well,
I think that we just took the Purloin at a good time there.
that's 2 games in a row now where the result could have conceivably come down to how nice or not nice the ST was being. But with those 2 results, Legorve has brought it back to 2-2. And now we're heading into another venue where anything can happen. It is Redwoods. Starting off here with Manatters as Smallman in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, I'm going to level with you here. I don't know Redwoods particularly well, so I am not going to have a whole lot to say about this venue, but I will
Well,
do
there's a
my
few things
best.
to say here already. We've got a few people at the bar. The conversations are totally sparse. We've already picked up a highlight, maybe just for being Smallman, and we picked up a first flirt at the window there for 26%.
I am curious if we got this highlight because we're Smallman or if we got this highlight because there were just a suspicious number of people at windows. That was a very interesting start. Everyone is kind of crowded on the left side of the venue. I don't know if it's suspicious or not.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, but the other people at Windows did pick up highlights. Is that right?
Yes, they did.
I think so, yeah. This return is, I think we stopped a little bit late, but I don't think it was particularly seen, so I don't think it matters.
No, I'm sure that stop timing is fine. Unfortunately, we are a highlight for that early window visit, which means the things we do are going to be even more noticeable. So that does increase the chance that Legorve is going to know Manatter's flirt count. Now, here's what I wonder. Why are we entering this conversation here in the front? There is nothing here for us.
Yeah, this is an interesting conversation to be in. We don't want to talk here or anything because it'll look like we're flirting with someone. There's just really nothing to do here, so we leave.
Yeah, we do need to get back with our seduction target. 2 minutes is an okay time to get our next flirt in. Luckily, it's a green, so we are up to 70%.
It's
And
a very good time to get a green.
we're gonna do a fake contact here.
He
There are
wanted
In
to
the
bug.
mood.
no SDAs in conversation.
He wanted to bug 100%. Amba was passing when he did it.
Yeah, I. Ooh, are we getting safety off right now?
Wow, we tried to do another bug as the Amba passed behind the conversation again there, but they just didn't. They just didn't come close enough.
Nah.
Well, if the safety came off on us, then we are indeed in danger. I don't see any way to get, what is it, 4 whole missions done? Well, I guess 2 and 2 halves. You know what I mean. There's no way we're getting that stuff done.
Oh.
In fact, the whole party has been low lit
Yeah,
except for us.
Legorve.
Yeah.
I think Legorve wants to shoot us, but can't because it's Redwoods and we're Smallman in this crowded conversation. I don't know what Legorve suspects here, but I maybe saw the bug. I don't know.
It would have to be those bugs. I'm surprised if they were particularly visible, but they
Uh,
must have been.
I saw the safety off, but I don't think it actually flashed on Smallman because we safetied off kind of into the tree. I don't think Smallman was very visible, but I think Legorve knew somehow. I'm not sure what he saw, but Legorve obviously knew at that point and was just kind of cheeky low lighting there.
So what are the lights at window? It seems because he seems to react to like a time ad. Like it really feels like a time ad. Yeah.
It could just be that you're lighting people who could have flirted, but oh yeah, Red Dress gets one as well, and she
Yeah.
wasn't
The
actually close
entire
enough
left
to
side
flirt.
window gets a highlight.
You know what? Maybe Legorve Phantom to time ad. That would be weird though,
Here's
because the
I
clock was normal speed and it was 3:30.
I have a totally insane theory. Hear me out. When everyone's at Windows here, the clock says 320, and when the 320 flips over to 319, if you're not looking at it carefully, it might look in your eyes like it's a time ad because all the numbers change. So maybe it's more possible to phantom a time ad at that timer.
That is a very interesting
Is that
theory.
completely insane? Because when I watched it, I'm like my eyes kind of snapped up for a second because the 20 changed to 19, and it just looked visually striking to me, and I was like, I could see myself phantoming time out there
But the
if I'm
thing
not really
is,
thinking about it. Even though the fact that the time hasn't
And you're in the
actually
red.
gotten up, which
right, you know it's
you
the first
should
10
notice.
seconds of the game, and you know that Redwoods doesn't start with like 2:30, so,
Yeah.
but I don't know. Let's move on to the next game here. Legorve has the lead now for the first time. Going to be playing Orange Sorry here in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Okay, so Legorve has really come back here. We're up 3-2 now, and looking for a spy win on Redwoods, which is honestly not much harder than getting a sniper win.
Yeah, I mean, I would say despite the 2-2 score on Taeyen, I would say that Monaters showed the better play overall. I think it
I
would have
would
been
agree.
a 3-1 if the ST was a bit nicer in that game. But on Redwoods, Legorve finally showed a bit of that sniper mastery that he's known for. Potentially some sniper confusion with that Phantom Time Ab. We really don't know. We will find out later. But Legorve has the lead now and seems to be in good form either way.
It's either mastery or complete buffoonery, one of the two, but either way.
The game does not care which of the two it is. You get your point either way.
As long as you snipe the correct person, it doesn't matter.
We're
Just shoot
really
Smallman.
taking our time here. We're just alone in this conversation with Kane. We're not flirting. We're not getting anything done. I think we're watching the party. There were a few people at the bar, including, I think, the seduction target. We could maybe be planning for a frame. Maybe we're watching some prints. But we're actually just going to go over here to the green or red, I'm colorblind, bookshelf. We're picking up the
Green.
book. We're getting this one's green?
Yes.
Good to know. Thank you. Thank you. I've never known. And so getting first two inspects here, we're going to pick up a highlight for it as well.
The slow start was interesting because it almost looks like a fishing for a low light kind of start where we're just in this open conversation doing nothing.
Oh,
We
there's
get a bug on the walking. I don't know if it was seen. It was seen. Yeah.
I know if it was seen. It was seen.
I wasn't watching the sniper cam at the time, and it's Redwoods, so I don't know if anything's seen. So yeah, I don't know. That just wasn't really a wise bug to take there, I don't think.
No, I mean, it's Redwoods is hard, and as the spy, you really don't know which things the sniper can see or not. I think people are still learning what the good bug spots are, but I think with the ambassador there in that spot, it's generally not one of the better ones.
Yeah, interesting to try to get that bug after we did inspects. Like I said, it kind of looked like our plan was to be idle for a while, but then we went and got those inspects. We got the highlight, and that makes this bug a lot harder to do, I think. If we weren't a highlight, maybe this has a chance of working, but with the highlight, I don't think so.
Yeah, and I think there's maybe an interesting aspect of Redwoods here. If you take a look at this, go look at 207. We've just put the book away and we're walking away from the statues. The laser tries to highlight us as we are walking away, but because it is redwoods and because it is trees, Monaters could not get that highlight right away. So he had to wait until Orange Sorry became visible again to take the highlight, and that's when she bugged. If he was able to just highlight her right away, he might not have had the laser on her at the time she bugged and therefore might not have seen it.
That's a really interesting theory. Yeah, that you have to wait to let your sniper give you time to highlight you so they're not watching you anymore. That's really
I would never have thought of that, but I think we just saw it happen here. So
no, I think you're absolutely on point there.
You also can't highlight through like the window, frame if you click the window frame, so you can tell that he's trying to like spam click through it. It's very frustrating in this map.
Yes, Redwoods is frustrating.
Yes.
But the score is now 3-3. Monaters has brought it back to that tie. Monaters is still very much in this. This is a great position for Monaters when you consider how his last matchup with Legorve went. He has
no kidding.
Queen now in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Yeah, we've got people in chat who've been basically fighting about the score prediction this entire time. Everyone predicting Legorve to win near the start. Suddenly, people are getting a lot closer with it. Some people predicting a 7-5 win for monaters. I could see it.
Well, look, I got Legorve up to 3-3 last year in SCL, and then Legorve swept 4 wins from me. So you never know.
Yeah, I think Legorve showed that he's got a good sniper here on Redwoods. Perhaps didn't know exactly what the sniper can or cannot see on the spy side, so he'll really have to sort of adapt to that in his next spy game. But we have monaters here. We've entered conversation with the double agent. The conversations aren't looking particularly full. I'm not really loving this. I think monaters might want to wait for a couple more people to enter conversation before the banana bread.
I would agree with that. Yeah, these conversations, we're gonna get too many lowlights here.
Uh,
It's Sniper can see a lot of people outside of conversation too.
Yeah, I think it's starting to look better now. There's other conversations with a handful of people in them. The suspected double agent is not in, unfortunately, which means that if we do contact now, there's going to be only, what, two
Banana
people?
bread.
Yep, two people with a real banana bread right now. It is just Queen and Teal.
Yeah, and that's pretty apparent on the Sniper end too. We can see the SDA at statues really easily. This could be rough. If I was Legorve, I would definitely be taking these real BB highlights. But I suspect that Legorve probably knows.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot going on Redwoods, and it's hard to see things, so it's possible Legorve doesn't remember it. If Legorve does remember, even without highlights, to just maybe put a bit of extra suspicion on Queen and Teal, that would be absolutely huge. I think if he does that, it would be very hard for him to lose the game.
Yeah, Sniper is not watching either of them right now, though. He's guarding the Amba, which makes sense. Amba is in a somewhat buggable position here if you don't have the right view on it. We're gonna have to get some mission progress done, though. It's 113 and we got nothing. We have no seduce.
Yeah, we don't even have a flirt. My God, I mean, we spent so much time talking about that bug that I didn't realize that that was, you know, a whole minute passing of Manators also only doing bug.
We're
I
getting
mean, contact,
highlight.
not bug. Sorry.
We're getting highlight for doing nothing in this conversation. Maybe this is a delayed real BB highlight. I think Legorv remembered who has real BB and is taking the highlights now.
Yeah, that's got to be it. Maybe Legorve also wasn't seeing anything else in the party that would indicate that someone else was trying to finish without a BB, so this is the time to bring them up. We're going over here. We're just picking up one inspect, though.
If I were Legorv right now, I would think that we were flirt paired with Teal because we were standing next to them for a while and we're the only two have real. We got shot. Teal got shot.
Legorve shoots the only other person with the real BB.
Oh,
It's
wow.
Teal.
Wow. Wow.
But
what
she
did
was
Teal
also
even
doing
do?
nothing for most of the game, wasn't she?
She had right side books, and then she went blue. No, hold. Yeah, she had books, and then took a print at the end. Wow.
That is some party luck for Manators, that the only other person with real BB was
Wow.
getting that kind of mission progress.
I think maybe we suspected a bug path here at the end. Well, no, Ambassador moved away a little bit too quickly. No, that's not it. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe just shot for the fingerprints, I guess.
Teal does pick up a briefcase at the start. In fact, Teal at the start gets a fingerprint from the bar after the ambassador's been there, and then she picks up the briefcase that was there as well. So we didn't realize this, but Teal did have fingerprints done right away.
Boy, Legorve has had some nasty AI luck. Legorve had a bad AI shot due to AI finishing fingerprints in the last set as well against Monopoly Man. So just some really unfortunate AI luck. That shot against Teal makes perfect sense, especially if you assume that Queen could be Teal's flirt pairing. Yeah, it's easy to assume that Teal has flirt.
That's an excellent point. Yeah.
Yeah, the only potentially weird thing is if you are shooting her for that briefcase, you know, she did have the prints done earlier, but Legorve might not have remembered that. So fair shot now that we've actually taken a look at Teal.
Yeah, I was really surprised, but I didn't see the briefcase because I wasn't thinking about it.
All right, well, the Manators truthers are potentially getting their way because he is up in this set yet again. Legorve going to be spying here now as Irish, starting in 3, 2, 1. playing it. Yeah, there were some people in chat saying monaters is going to get the win, and then there were some people saying, "All right, calm down. Legorve is one of the best players in the game. Legorve is up there in like the top 15 with the people in platinum and etc. Legorve is going to come back and get this. Don't get ahead of yourselves." But here's monaters with a lead again. So I don't know. Personally, I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yeah, I thought that Smallman or ST was going to come to us in conversation there, but instead decided to stop at statues before leaving. But now we're in conversation with this ST and the double agent, so we have good opportunity to get some good progress here early. This contact is not good yet. We're going to have to wait for people to filter in this front conversation, which is
Yeah.
completely empty right now.
Our conversation is good, though. We have a nice handful of people here with the double agent.
Yeah.
And I think the fact that, we know that all of those people would have a real BB is going to make us want to go for a contact sooner rather than later.
I think we should
It's just
probably
we
take
need
it
to
now.
wait. Yeah.
Maybe wait for people to get in and take it now for sure.
Yeah,
Now
see
is
where
a good
Teal
contact.
goes. Teal's not going in, but it's still a good contact now. Oh, now the twin is leaving that front conversation, but General enters,
Yeah.
Alice leaves. All right, we're just commentating people entering and leaving conversations at this point. But here's who enters. The Amba enters next to us.
Ooh, we could contact take this bug right now. This would be really powerful. The Amba leaves though, as we're doing a white BB. Or no, we're not doing the BB. I'm sorry. I
No,
just
we're
thought
just
we should. So I was
talking.
like, yeah, we're just talking. Did we get the flirt? I think.
Yeah, but I'm really surprised that we have not gone for the contact yet. It looks like, yeah, Legorve's going to go for the
Banana
contact
bread.
now. It's still just as good as it was earlier. Pearl splits.
Ooh. And also, this doesn't. I don't know if Monaters is going to be on top of this, but it really doesn't look like Irish is taking the contact here because she has had opportunities and has not taken them. We do not look spy-like right now, in my opinion. We have not moved around at all.
Yeah, I agree. That's the one good thing about Legorve's game here. The pacing, I'm a little worried, but this is Redwoods. It's a pretty small venue. All we need to do for the flirt is be near Smallman one more time. And other than that, I think it's possible to get 2 missions done within a minute. You probably want one of them to be something quick like the bug or the purloin, but you still have time to maybe go inspect. I don't know, actually. It's starting to get kind of dicey.
Yeah, the time is starting to get pretty bad here. We're either going to want a bug or a time ad at some point.
Honestly, I think the game plan should be bug and swap. I don't think there's really enough time to do the prints or the inspects or the microfilm or a delegate purloin.
Yep. We go for the bug here. It was on screen, but I don't think it doesn't seem like Manander saw it.
No, I don't
we
think
were
so. I
watching
think
Irish.
Banana's camera was moving at
Banana
that
bread.
time, and it's just hard to see when you're in motion like that. A fake banana bread coming off here. Again, it doesn't really make sense for Irish, so good for us, I guess.
Yeah, well, it kind of, I mean, it was with the real DA, so it kind of does look like maybe we got the contact this time. Are we going to go in here and do a direct purloin? Is this going to be suspected?
That's the only option at this point. There's 13 seconds left. The only thing we can do is
I
take
think
the
Mom
direct
is dead.
purloin.
I think Mom's dead, 100%.
That's exactly it. We've taken the purloin here. It looks like Teal delegated to
We're
us,
gonna have
and yeah,
OT.
Teal gets
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
shot.
Yeah.
She had Prince and Inspects and Real, I'm pretty sure.
Well, that's 2 games in a row
Yeah.
that Teal has had Prince, Inspect, Real, and gotten shot.
Oh man. Yeah, Teal just really wants to get shot here. But I think that I think our game plan worked because I really don't think that Irish was being watched in particular. We weren't being laser burned when that bug was taken, even though it was on screen. We had a pretty, I mean, I was watching on sniper cam and we weren't really moving that much. We weren't rotating or anything. It was just on screen, but we just weren't looking at it.
Yeah, and I think the chat really just kind of summed up the dynamic of this game, because
Banana
at
bread.
first people were saying, what's Legorve doing? Why isn't he doing missions? Has he forgotten he needs to do things?
This is
But as
pretty
a
typical
result,
of
he didn't
Legorve.
look spy-like.
Legorve does run into time problems at the end of their spy games sometimes, I think, but knows that they can get hardtails done at the end and will often rush missions at the end. So sometimes with Legorve, you have to look for people who aren't suspicious early on and then watch them to see if they do hardtails at the end, which is what happened here.
Yep. And with that, Legorve has tied it up again. We are 4-4 heading into the single picks, which I don't think is what Monaters wanted, because if you remember, he did pick Courtyard, which is a venue that I will predict is going to go 1-1, and I think Monaters would theoretically have expected that when he chose it. But we'll see how it goes. Monaters here as boots in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
I'm going to predict that Monaters wins both these games because Legorve obviously was scared of Monaters' Courtyard because he restricted it. So that's what I'm going to say.
Yeah, I guess so. It's weird. You don't see people restrict Courtyard very much. I'm surprised that Legorve
No,
did restrict
it's
it.
uncommon. Got a nice green flirt here at the start, so that's going to be good for our pacing.
Yep,
And oh,
and ooh,
look who it is.
it's Seek. He's entered right next to us here. We're going to be getting the flirt up to 85%. We're also doing a fake contact here. We do
Banana
have an
bread.
SDA with us,
That's,
though, so we're not going to get potentially low lit or anything for it.
yeah, this is a bit of a curious BB. I don't really know what we get out of this.
I mean, it's good to do a fake sometimes, and I think there were a lot of people in conversations,
Yeah.
so I don't mind it. You have to fake sometimes so that the sniper knows that it's an option. There's a bug. Oh, God, it's right on
Oh, it's right on
screen.
screen. Yeah, no. We were rotating over to look at the Amba as that happened, and it just didn't work out. My prediction
No,
of 2-0 monitors on Courtyard will not come to pass.
yeah, oh boy, that arm is right there.
Mm.
That bug is hard to watch. Let's just move on. I think
Oh boy.
we're behind the players enough that we won't end up with a delay screen.
Boots is trying to like detach her arm from her body there. It's bad as a
Yeah.
reach. She's gonna need to go to physical therapy for that one. Like, ow, I feel it.
Still, it's not that bad. You don't really expect to win your spy games on Courtyard, so losing that spy game doesn't hurt too much. Monaters hopefully still going to keep things tied up here with a sniper win.
Well, this is
His
an interesting choice.
Yeah, Teal, she has a tendency to get herself shot for inspects and prints. Let's see how it goes in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Well, surely Teal wouldn't be doing suspicious things again. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah. So basically, Monatter's plan at this point, he needs to get the sniper win here. Shouldn't be too hard. It's Courtyard. People say that it's sniper favored. So hopefully he'll be able to get that, and then he's probably going to want to go 2-0 on Terrace, which is more feasible. There's Legorve.
Oh, that
Ooh, a
arm,
bug
that
attempt.
snapback
Oh
was
my
so visible. No. It
god!
was it was almost okay, but the arm snapback was so visible for the sniper. It was really easy to see.
Wow, that's just 2 early game bugs on
Mm.
Courtyard getting the spies immediately shot.
Yeah, but yeah, we got a case of the bad bugs here. Yikes.
Well, that brings us to exactly the scenario I was describing. We are
Okay,
tied going into Terrace. We'll be
good.
starting with Monaters here as Irish in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
I got my
Now,
wish because I didn't want to talk about Courtyard, but I do want to talk about Terrace.
yeah. So there's absolutely a path to success here for Monaters. It's very possible to get spy wins on Terrace. Just off the top of my head, some good ones are framing an AI with a purloin very well. Another one is getting a clean bug and having them have no reason to shoot you for just the flirt and the contact. Monaters can absolutely get a spy win here. And then as sniper, it's possible that the party doesn't go well for Legorve, and Monaters could get the sniper win as well. The 7-5 is very possible for Monaters. By the same token, though, it is also possible for Legorve. I think this is going to be a very exciting Terrace.
So I want to talk about the start of this game. We had 3 statue inspectors at the start, first of all, but we also had a bar rush by AI. There were 3 different guests at the bar, and it looked for all the world to me like Twin was going to try to flirt with Seek there. He was trying to cram himself into a weird spot at bar. So we have a lot of early suspects here.
Yeah, and I think a lot of early suspects is the best time to go for inspects. Now, we didn't used to
Absolutely.
have inspects on here on Terrace, but now that they are on, I have found they don't often work because you will be the only person to get them done, and you just kind of make yourself an easy target. But if there are many other
Banana bread.
targets, it could be a good time to go for the inspect.
This BB is perfect. Nobody is out of combo. Not
Wow.
a single person. Yeah. I almost
Not-
kind of suspected that we might go for the delegate there, but we didn't take it.
No, we have options though. We have, ooh, that's a nice cancel for the briefcase. I don't think Legorve cares at all, but it was nice.
That was really nice. Yeah, I kind of suspect that we might get low lit for it, but no, we don't take that low light, especially not on a statue. However,
Now, we've still got options here. I'm starting to get worried about the flirt. There is a spot next to Smallman, between Smallman and General in that conversation. We would be cramming ourselves in a little bit, though, which I suspect is why monaters might not want to go for it, but he is going to need that flirt soon. The contact was perfect. The party is full of potential suspects. I don't think we seem spy-like at all, but we
no.
need to finish.
I think if we leave this conversation, go to Smallman, we wouldn't be suspected. But we are going to take this briefcase instead.
Ooh, and that gets us a highlight, even though I'm pretty sure that briefcase was totally smudged.
This briefcase is super stale. Like, it's been sitting there for a while. Ambo's at statues on the other side of the map. Like, both players should know that there's no fingerprint on this briefcase, in my opinion, but we do get highlight for it. So if we go back to that statue that has a fingerprint on it, we're going to get shot.
Oh, wow.
But we don't want to do that because we'd be finishing 2 missions. So
yeah,
I'm not sure what we're going to do here.
Oh, the safety comes off on us. See, this goes back to exactly what you said on Redwoods. It doesn't matter if the sniper knows everything or is blundering into it, because I think Legorve should have known that briefcase didn't have a print. He didn't know, though. This statue has the print.
No, it doesn't.
It does,
It doesn't
yeah.
matter. Oh,
yeah.
it does?
Yeah, that was the
I thought it was
printable
the
statue.
Oh, I thought it was the other statue.
It was difficult, though, because Boost was just there, but...
Yeah, that was... I was worried that we were going to go to that statue, get shot for prints, and that's exactly what happened.
Wow, shot for a briefcase with no print and a statue with a difficult print. Now, again, we did finish the inspects, so that
we could
definitely
just be
hurts our
shot for that
case.
as well. But it just makes this look even worse.
Well, with that, Legorve is guaranteed to not lose this set. Monaters is not going to be snatching the underdog victory here, but Monaters can still bring it to a tie, which we're all rooting against because Copper currently has no ties, and we all love to see a division with no ties.
No ties. So I really want Legorve to get the spy win here. Sorry, Monaters.
Here we go. Legorve as Orange Sorry in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Picked a character with a really good bug. So yeah.
Jinx.
I really want to see the bug here because this is my favorite venue for bugs, just because the conversation occlusion just makes for really interesting opportunities.
Oh yeah, I think like if you have to play one Terrace spy game for the win, with the sniper not having any meta or any like knowledge of strategies that you would go for or anything, like you go for Orange Sorry and you get a bug where the ambassador is right now.
Yeah, absolutely. We are highlight for bar though, so we probably shouldn't do it right now. I think that would be my opinion, is that you wait for this highlight to come off.
Yeah, I mean, we do have the delegate option. There's a huge bar rush. There's a lot of people we could send to. We're next to the double agent here. I wonder if we sent the double agent, if maybe we would get away with it. Probably want the contact first, though. We might want Tex to get back into conversation for that to happen.
Yeah, we might want to wait for Tex here. No, we don't.
We don't need to. There's a lot of people in this conversation. We're giving up one low light only.
I was actually thinking about it. It's like you could delegate here, but actually I think that's kind of bad on Terrace. If you have full conversations, then if one person leaves conversation, it looks kind of visible and you have nothing else to watch. So not delegating here, I think is the right choice.
All right, here we go. The bar highlights have been brought back down to neutral. We are a neutral Orange Sorry in her natural habitat. We are in the bug spot. We want this conversation to fill up. We want the ambassador to leave and walk behind us so that we can get a reverse drive-by.
We don't have a lot of cover right now. Smallman is not doing us any favors. You actually might not want Smallman in your party on Terrace. This is one of the few times, because he's not really that suspicious and he's not going to give you cover. And we don't have a lot of cover right now, and especially because we have a lot of correct lowlights for monitors here.
Yeah, I'm really starting to wonder if Legorve is going to be able to snatch the win in this set. It doesn't look like things are panning out for us. It's not all that bad, though. Again, we are waiting here. If the ambassador leaves the statue and goes to the left side windows, we could bug. Nope, does not happen. I know you want the bug, Legorve, but you need to finish Flirt or you can't win. So I personally would suggest going and getting that done, especially because the Amba's not going to be coming near you for the next 20 seconds.
I highly suspect that this bug isn't going to work anyway. There's just too many lowlights at this party. I think we need to have some other kind of plan.
No, and see,
Oh
Legorve
man.
seemingly agrees with me that Orange Sorry Bug is the good strategy to go for on
Yes.
Terrace, but it shows that you always need to have a backup plan, and I
Banana
don't know if
bread.
Legorve has had one here.
Well, it's an interesting green BB. It's fake. We get highlight for it anyway, though, assuming real.
Wow, assuming real on the second BB. It's an incorrect assumption. The spy did already have it, but it gets us highlight. There's 18 seconds left, and all of a sudden it looks
Legorve
like there's no way Legorve can get the win.
Legorve has no path to finishing here. Monaters has narrowed this party down so expertly that we just have no way. We're gonna try something here, and Monaters is gonna watch it. Because
Yeah,
that was no.
oh
Last
man,
ditch attempt.
that's a bit of an anticlimactic ending here. Legorve really just had nothing he could do in that game, and it comes out to a tie.
The party was not kind to Legorve there. We just never had a bug opportunity. The Amba never came near us, and we didn't have cover for it anyway, so it probably would have been shot. And it looked like Monaters was taking a lot of really good behavioral lowlights there, so it's rough.
Yeah, that set was God, there was everything in that set. There was moments of brilliance from both snipers. There were brilliant spy moments. I'm thinking back to some of the super clean bugs we saw on the occlusion venues.
Oh yeah.
And then there was the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
There was
Yeah,
courtyard bugs.
we saw some very good sniper play on display here. A lot of good shots. And even the wrong shots were understandable.
Yeah, now we do have the players in the chat here. We're not doing an interview, those days are gone, but I have a question for Legorve. On Redwoods, why did you highlight everyone who was at the windows at the start of the game when Monaters was Smallman? And what made you so sure that Smallman was the spy? While we wait for that, what were some other standout moments in this set?
I'd like to dedicate the MVP award to Teal Mom for this entire set.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
2 people in the entire party having real BB and the other one that wasn't us getting shot for very understandable mission progress.
And then the next game with Inspects, Real BB, and Prince. OT shot.
Yeah, that was just a really...
Oh yeah.
I don't know if it's on purpose or not, but I think Legorve has shown us an important lesson about how even if your pacing is slow in the first half, it can help you not look spy-like and get away with a well-done rush in the second half.
Yeah, I think there's really something to be said about the fact that if you don't do a lot of things early on, you don't get that highlight. You're not being watched either consciously or subconsciously, and that can help you get away with some cheekier stuff later in the game, I think.
Yeah. Anyway, looks like looks like the players have actually headed out. They have earned a well-deserved break after that set.
I would say
But if
so.
anyone is watching and wants to know Legorve's answer, feel free to join the SpyParty Discord. I believe that's discord.gg/SpyParty. That's where you can stay up to date with everything SpyParty, all sorts of casts coming on the weekends and now throughout the week. You can also join the SCL yourself if you would like to play some fun games against other beginners. And I think that's all. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you, Lazy Bear, for hosting, and Paratroopa for casting.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Good cast,
Great
guys.
set.
Thank you.
Have a good afternoon.
Bye.